episode 121, C.R. Rice. Good morrow and welcome to The Realm. I'm author J.V. Hilliard, and today I have a very special guest. And if you've never heard of the genre of dark metaphysical writing and are a fan of either sci-fi or fantasy, I think you're going to enjoy my next guest. And welcome C.R. Rice to The Realm. How are you today?
I'm great. How are you?
Great. So those of you who don't know CR, her real name is Chels, so I'll be calling her Chels throughout the interview. And Chels, I know that you write in both fantasy and sci-fi. Do you have a favorite genre that you like to write in?
I like to mix a little bit of every genre, no matter what I'm doing, because then I feel like no matter who's reading it, you can get a full immersive experience, whether you like mystery or sci-fi. So I try to just really bring them all together.
And you're right now in the middle of a series. Is that correct? Why don't you tell us about the Realm series so our viewers have a chance to get to know you and get to know the kind of stuff you're writing?
Thank you. The Realm series has 7 different realms. I am wrapping up the first realm, known as the Heart Realm, and it follows the path of a girl named Avery. She's been haunted by this boy for years. The night of her 18th birthday, he shows up and decides to completely ruin her life and tell her that she is the lost heir of a realm that is just being ripped apart by war and strife, and that he wants her to go and help him save it.
I saw that your work was described, and I don't know if it was you or your publisher or someone that was leaving a review. While I was preparing for the interview, I saw that someone had called this dark metaphysical. For our viewers, can you describe what dark metaphysical is as a genre or type of book?
So dark metaphysical is a bridge between sci-fi and fantasy. So it deals with a lot of darker themes. It deals with complete transformation of a character, that constant metamorphosis that you go through, and it has to deal with the psychological impacts a lot.
So I'm going to make you pick between your children here. I know you've got this long series, but which book is your favorite in the entire series?
I think Honorable Darkness, because it's one of the novellas, because Hex and Snip are probably my favorite characters I've ever done, because they do that really fun, like push and pull. So where Snip is very sarcastic and kind of Loki-ish, Hex is very kind of pulled back, reserved, and they balance each other really nice. And who doesn't like a prankster? Like everybody loves to have that one character.
I read that book, and I will say
Okay.
that I think the description of Loki is a perfect description of what you've
Yeah.
done in that novel. So well done there. So Chelsea, as someone who writes young adult fantasy, new adult fantasy, this dark metaphysical genre, how much of that comes from your own personal experiences and or how do you inform your books by your own life experiences?
I think as far as this realm, I have definitely pulled from wanting that dramatic, epic moment when you're going through high school. You just want that like grand story, that adventure, that something to make your life not seem as plain as it is. And so I created the grandest adventure I could think of to pull me out of having to do high school and that type of thing. So I think I nitpick. I nitpick at little things from being a teenager, which is the worst time in the world.
Yeah, and I can see, as you get older too, some of those experiences that you've put in there, whether it's a level of maturity or these characters come to a level of maturation or, some of these are coming of age, I can see that playing in there too. Do you agree?
Yes. I try to put my characters in situations that will force them to grow up, because I've read stories where all of a sudden you get this destiny and you're good to go. There's no mess ups. There's nothing. There's no guilt. There's nothing. So I really try to draw realistic reactions and development of them based off of going through and being an adult and trying to figure it all out and living with the mistakes that you have made. So the mistakes that they made and the people that they lost, it kind of haunts them, because those things don't disappear from you. They help you grow and evolve, and they change your personality. So I tried really hard to get those realistic growing opportunities.
I absolutely love that answer. I thought that was really well done. I'm going to pivot on you for a second because I know you're multi-talented. You're not just an author. I want to spend a little bit of time talking about Wonder Twin events. Tell our audience what Wonder Twin events is, and what it does.
So Wonder Twins Events was created to help conventions and local small events branch out and create a new identity for themselves. And a division of that is the pop-up bookshop that gives indie authors and local authors across the country a chance to expose their books and their hard work to audiences that may not have noticed them before. So we go and we take these great authors and we breathe new life into their panels by making them interactive and giving lesser known authors the opportunity to get up close and personal with people that are going to love their books. And it seems to be going over pretty well.
Yeah, I saw it firsthand in Richmond, and I'll see it firsthand again in Raleigh. And congratulations on your success. So I know you go out to a lot of author events. Conventions is one part of that. Mm-hmm. What's your favorite author story? What is something that someone has said to you that's been humbling or entertaining or impassioned you to do more? What's your favorite author story?
I think it was actually when we were at GalaxyCon Richmond. I had a girl and she came up and she was super excited and she got Honorable Darkness. And she said that she was going to have their brand tattooed on her arm. So she's been sending me the little updates and the sketches and stuff like that. And I was like, this is the coolest thing in the entire universe. Like, my life is good now. I'm done. I don't need to do anymore. So far, that's my new favorite moment.
All right. So one last question before we get to our lightning round. And a lot of our viewers happen to be both not just readers, but also writers. I know that you are a traditionally published author. Is there a reason that you took that route as opposed to going indie? Or was this something that came to you when was presented? What advantages do you find going the traditional way, and why do you like it better than being indie?
Well, I don't know if I like it better. I've never tried indie. The only reason I actually got published was because I had talked about it for so long. And my husband had actually met a publisher at one of his corporate events. And so he was like, hey, I have this like friend that wants to meet you. So we're just going to grab some lunch. And I was like, okay. And I go, and it ended up being a meeting.
He ambushed you, huh?
Yeah, he ambushed me. And she was like, great. So I need you to send this much. I need you to do this. Let's, what is your 5-year plan? What do you view it? It was like an interrogation. And thankfully, they really enjoyed it. But as this series comes to an end, so does kind of my contract. So now I'm in that spot. Do I want to give self-publishing a shot? Like, I feel like you get to experience a whole different world of being an author. So I might give it a shot.
Yeah, I too am traditionally published, but I see the value as an entrepreneur myself, and you as a fellow entrepreneur being an independent author does have a certain level of appeal to it, I think. So, well, listen, it's been fun. We're coming to the end of our time. And so, as I mentioned earlier, we do a lightning round before we leave. So just a couple of questions, I'll fire them at you. And then you give me one word or short snippet answers. And if you stun me, I'm going to stop and we're going to talk about it. But usually we get through these pretty quickly. So right. I assume I know the answer to my first question because of the Wonder Twins stuff. But do you prefer DC or do you prefer Marvel?
Oh, Marvel. I actually prefer Marvel. Iron Man all the way.
All right. Pizza or wings? It's a little easier one.
Oh, wings.
Okay. All right. So I know you write in fantasy and in sci-fi. Do you have a favorite sci-fi or fantasy character of all time? And you can't use anybody from your books.
Of all time, I think it would be Rincewind from the Discworld series. I feel like he gets into so many ridiculous shenanigans that how is he still alive?
You took my last question. I was going to ask you, do you prefer Discworld or Hallow Kingdom? And I think I probably already know the answer to this, but that would be the last of my lightning round questions.
I love Discworld. It's what I've modeled the 7 realms off of. Like, there's something for everybody.
Yeah, and you could see it in your writing style. Well, Chelsea, thank you very much for coming on the Realm. We appreciate it, and good luck in your writing endeavors. And I'll see you in Raleigh in a few months.
Sounds great. Thanks for having me.
If you enjoyed my interview with Chelsea, feel free to make your way to Raleigh in July for GalaxyCon. She will be there along with her business partner, Danny Orsino, at the Pop-Up Bookshop. Check out their work while you're there. Until next time, I'm J.V. Hilliard. Thank you for visiting the Realm, and may your gods go with you.